Welcome to Student Housing Gold. Unlock Ontario's 2025 education boom. I'm Ashish, your go-to realtor for turning market trends into serious wealth. Picture this. Over 1.4 million full-time students flooding Ontario's campuses right now. Think Waterloo's tech wizards, Toronto's urban dreamers, and Guelph's ag innovators. That's not just a bunch of textbooks and late-night crams. It's a massive economic engine pumping billions into our province. But here's the explosive truth. Housing supply? It's crumbling under the pressure. Wait lists are stretching into the hundreds, international students are rebounding despite caps, and universities can't build fast enough. This isn't a crisis, it's your cue. Purpose-Built Student Accommodation, or PBSA, is delivering stable yields, rock-bottom vacancies, and cap rates that make traditional rentals look sleepy. In the next 10 minutes, we'll dive deep. Why this boom is unstoppable. The top 5 hotspots primed for profits, pro tips to invest smart, and a glimpse at the 2030 horizon. Stick around. By the end, you'll be ready to scout your first property. Let's turn those student dreams into your investor reality. Hit play on that map. First stop, the big picture. Let's break down why student housing is Ontario's next big bet. Our post-secondary scene isn't just growing, it's exploding. Full-time enrollments jumped 1.4% from 2019 to 2020, and first-year apps surged 2.4% by spring 2021. Fast forward to 2025, pro-immigration policies and global prestige have supercharged it. International students? They make up 18% of Canada's undergrads, nearly 300,000 souls, and Ontario claims half. That's billions in tuition, local spending, and yes, rental demand. Universities like Waterloo and Guelph are reporting hundreds on waitlists. Toronto's academic hubs? They're wrangling a 350,000 student influx that's straining every fiber of the rental market. The kicker, supply lags way behind. Nationally, PBSA covers just 12% of students, with off-campus options at a pathetic 3.1%. In Ontario hotspots, Toronto provisions only 7% beds total, leaving upper-year students, your ideal long-term renters, desperate for private digs. Federal study permit caps tempered the international wave a bit, but domestic demand, it's bulletproof. Interprovincial moves, lingering grads chasing jobs, occupancies humming at 95% plus pre-pandemic levels. Universities are hurting too. Colleges rely on international fees for 68% of revenue, so they're pushing enrollment hard. Result? A perfect storm where schools can't keep up and private investors like you fill the void. Now, the money talk, because that's why you're here. Student housing yields 1 to 2% higher than standard multi-residential. Cap rates dipped to 5.1% in 2020 from 6.2% in 2015, thanks to investor frenzy. In a GTA where listings are up 19%, these niches scream stability. Bed leasing models? They lock in full occupancy even through economic hiccups. Imagine predictable cash flow from September to April, with summer sublets to young pros. It's resilient real estate in a balanced market. Your hedge against volatility. Time to get specific. Our top 5 student housing hotspots where demand crashes into dollars. These aren't random picks. They're backed by enrollment data, supply gaps, and real ROI potential. Let's tour them. Hotspot 1, Waterloo, the tech talent pipeline. Home to the University of Waterloo's 54,566 full-time students, 19% international. This is investor nirvana. PBSA provision, a solid 38% total, 20% off-campus, but co-op programs and startup fever keep demand white-hot. Over 10,800 off-campus beds across 113 residences, yet rents climb. Triplexes near Uptown Waterloo pull 12,500 pluzzers per unit monthly. Pipelines buzzing, Nightstone Properties is dropping 2,017 new beds here and in Hamilton. Why bet big? Proximity to Google and Shopify means grads stick around, blending student and young pro tenants for 365-day cash flow. Cap rates, around 5.5%. Entry point, 400K duplex, projected 6% yield. Hotspot. 2. Guelph, the underrated gem with acute shortages. Part of the 47,000-student Hamilton-Guelph corridor, the University of Guelph's facing particularly severe shortages, students jamming into unsafe shares as apps soar. Off-campus, just 2-3% provision in Hamilton, screaming upside. Rents, $800 to $1,200 for shares, boosted by that farm town affordability. Target, 15-minute walk semis yielding 6 to 7% caps. Guelph's ag-tech vibe draws rock-solid domestic renters, shielding from international dips. Imagine, low entry at $300K, $20K plus annual returns. Underrated? Absolutely. Get in before the herd. Hotspot, 3, Toronto. The urban powerhouse, 266, 433 students across U of T, York, and TMU, 24% international, make this the epicenter. But 7% PBSA coverage leaves 82% off campus, vulnerable to $1,180 studio rents. Enter the 2025 academic housing strategy, 15,000 plus beds via exemptions and downtown office flips. Hot zones, York Keel avenues for mid-rises, U of T Scarborough's Harmony Commons, adding 746 beds. Go shared multi-tenant near TTC, 5 to 6% caps, with affordable equity for indigenous-focused plays. High entry? Sure, 600K plus, but urban premiums mean 7% plus yields long-term. Hotspot 4, London, Western's wellness wave. Western University anchors 57,855 students, 19% international, but 8% off-campus provision means overcrowding in subpar spots, think 15 to a house horrors. 4,410 beds across 28 residences, room to grow, Centurion rates expanding. Prime, Old North or Fanshawe adjacent with wellness PBSA, gym integrated, commanding $900 $1,500 rents. London's cheaper entry versus GTA yields 6% plus med program spillover. 350K start, easy 25K returns. Wellness trend? It's sticky with Gen Z. Hotspot 5, Ottawa, the bilingual boomtown. Ottawa and Carleton host 87,235 students, 19% international, with 2% off-campus fueling 1,000 plus shares. 2,047 beds across 16 spots. Opportunity overload, Align Vests scaling. Targets, Sandy Hill for Parliament premiums, Glebe for family shares. Fed jobs keep grads rooted. Stable 5.5% caps, immigration-backed demand. 400K entry, low risk, forever holds. Hotspots locked in? Now, invest smart to maximize. Tip 1. Go PBSA or bust. Purpose-built wins with amenities like laundry and lounges. 10-20% rent premiums. Team with operators like London Property Corp. for hands-off bliss. Tip 2. Crunch the numbers. Target 5 to 7% caps. Bake in 95% occupancy but seasonal flips. Bed leasing, $600, $800 per room crushes whole unit income. Tip 3. Mitigate risks. Add young pro clauses for summers. Eye policies like Toronto's rent-safe TO. Cap international at 50% amid visa shifts. Tip 4. Financing hacks. Snag CMHC loans, GST rebates for builds. Start small. 500K Waterloo duplex, 30K plus yearly. Tip 5. Sustainability cells. Solar panels, green roofs, snag grants, and Woo EcoGen Z boost value 15% long-term. These aren't fluff. They're your edge. Looking ahead? By 2030, Canada's student market matures, craving 131,000 beds. Ontario's slice? Over 50,000. Summits are doubling crowds. Rates like Align Vest snapping portfolios. Early birds feast. With enrollments climbing and caps easing, Waterloo could hike rents 10% yearly. This boom's just revving. Position now for decade-long wins. That's your blueprint to student housing gold. Ready to scan yields and scout spots? Head to ashishsrivastav.ca for the full guide, link in description. Book a free consult today, comment your hotspot below. Let's build your Ontario empire. Thanks for watching. Subscribe and like for more real estate rocket fuel.